with his soul. Instead of co-opting her energy and building a world, a palace with gardens and every physical delight at the expense of his soul, he now said, oh my goodness, what have I done? I want to welcome my soul. I promise I won't misuse you anymore. I want to learn from you. I want to receive from you and do what you tell me to do, because I know you're who I really am. And so something takes place at one point, which we'll get to in a second, that Shlomo goes through a transformation. So again, that's the first character in the Song of Songs according to the Malbim, Shlomo the man. The Raya is the beloved shepherdess, because Raya means is female for Ro'ah, Ro'ah. And Raya is also Lamana Chai V'Re'ai. It's the word for beloved, for friend. So it's the beloved shepherdess. The metaphor is that there was a king who was on a hunting party, and he went with his retinue, and he all of a sudden heard, in the middle of the forest, he heard a woman, the shepherdess, crying out. She was being attacked by thieves. They were stealing her.
Maybe her husband did.
Came to steal, and she was screaming, and so the king heard her, and he ran on his horses with his men, and he saved her, and he saved the sheep. But he saw she was exquisitely beautiful shepherdess, and so he took her back to the palace with him. And he set around her the daughters of Jerusalem, to ostensibly to serve her, but really to keep her, because he loved her and he wanted to marry her. But she didn't want any of this, because she loved the shepherd with a capital S, because it's all a metaphor. She was the shepherdess, the soul, who was in love with the shepherd. And King Solomon, the body man, took her into himself and trapped her. And so this is an incredible dynamic, but we'll see just a little bit more on the page here. So again, the Raya, the beloved shepherdess, is the divine soul. She's been placed within the body against her will. Who has placed her there? The shepherd himself, God in heaven, the one whom the shepherdess calls the Ahavat Nafshi, the one whom my soul loves, the Dodi, my beloved, constantly throughout the Song of Songs. So those are the two main characters and the three main characters. The shepherd included now the beloved and the Ahavat Nafshi, the one whom my soul loves. So then there's this little thing here with, I think, 4 characters. I add then that the daughters of Jerusalem are the senses and the physical systems of the body. The daughters of Zion, the Benot Zion, are the intellect powers that are supposed to serve the soul, but we become submerged in physicality and therefore weighed down by the physical. So once he creates this cast of characters, he does an amazing thing. He plugs it into the Song of Songs, and it becomes this incredible drama. And what he does is he shows that King Solomon had prophecy 4 times in the Book of Kings.
Nobody needs the chair yet, does it? When? I don't see anybody.
But it's okay. If David does it, he's the one who's the master of ceremonies. So you don't need...
I wanted the mitzvah of giving the chair, not letting you give the chair.
Okay, but we're all together here.
So how does it change from 3 to 4?
No, it just the characters are there. King Solomon, the body, the soul that's in the body, the shepherd who's the source of all. And then the 2 systems, one is the physical systems of the body that the king uses to keep the soul busy, eating, clothes, jewelry, right, work, all these things that we do that keep us busy, keep us submerged in physicality. There's nothing wrong with them, but at a certain point in the Song of Songs we'll see that something has to happen here. And the 5th one is the daughters of Zion, which are the intellect powers, which are supposed to serve the soul, which become submerged in physical pursuits. So, once he does this, now we'll just read a little bit from the Malbim himself. According to this interpretation, the Song of Songs is a book about the relationship between the soul and the body, between the soul and God, and the soul and God. And again, the starting point for this was that Sarah, in the Torah, according to the Zohar, Sarah is the soul. And so, Vayu Chaye Sarah, the life of Sarah in this world, she represents the powerful illumination of the soul. She's our Ima. And so, that's basically the jumping off point, is that the Torah wants us to know more about the soul. I didn't go into it last night, but Abraham tries to teach the Bnei Chet in the Torah, in the Chumash this week, to teach the Bnei Chet that the soul is immortal, the soul is eternal. And they didn't believe this, they didn't understand it. They had lost that tradition from Adam. So Abraham tried to reintroduce it. And that's why he emphasized the importance of a achuzat kever, of a place which is an eternal inheritance for the body to lie down until the resurrection. And so there's the more things we talked about, and just wanted to make sure that we're connected here. Hi, Dina.
Everything I'm studying tonight is dairy.
Everything is there.
Dina, this is the Bala Tabayit who opens her home.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dina.
Thank you, Dina.
Dina Bas,
I'm very lucky.
Chaya Hena.
Dina Bas Chaya Hena,
Thank
all
you,
give her
Mr.
blessings. Thank you so much. You and your husband open your home.
If you could even, if you could sit here, and you could be the cake. Okay.
We're also your family.
Well, you could bring them in too.
Okay, we'll see you later. Thank you so much.
Anyway. So again, we quote the Malbim. Look at this incredible thing that he does, and he has a commentary on the entire Tanakh. Basically, as I say, every scene in the Bible is up here, so to speak, but it all draws from a certain wellspring down here. And what the Malbim does is he connects us down beneath, on the deeper level, beneath the stories, is this wellspring. And there's a whole teaching, deep teaching about the soul in the Bible that he himself brings out. And in the Song of Songs, he completely brings it out in the most beautiful way. He connects it in the other places. He does with Adam and Eve. He does it with Yaakov Avinu. He does it in many places. But this is where he devotes the entire book to the story of the soul, the relationship of the soul, why the Holy One, blessed be, why the Shepherd has put us in these bodies. We're on a mission from heaven, right, to transform our bodies, and together with our bodies, and together with everybody in the room, and all of us in this world, to transform this world. So this mission gives us a direction, it gives us a very practical way of looking at our lives. And as I say, what I'm building up to is that he's going to tell us in a second, it's divided into 5 songs. He says the 8 chapters that we presently have were divided by non-Jewish sources. And the real division is into 5 songs called the Songs of the Soul. The first 4 correspond to the 4 times that King Solomon had prophecy, when his soul was able to go and connect to the shepherd, and then came back each time and fell asleep in physicality. And the 5th time, which is so beautifully described in his commentary, is when the soul says goodbye to the body, and the body says, Shlomo, the man says, please stay. I'll do anything I can to serve you, to honor you. And she says, I really believe you, but it's time for me to go. And the parting scene is so touching, I'm telling you, it's like amazing. So that's the 5th song of the Song of Songs. And what we're going to do eventually today is concentrate on the 3rd song, the most important turning point in King Solomon's life, and hopefully in ours too, okay? So we'll read what he says. This book, which is divided into 5 songs, tells of Shlomo, the king of the physical body, who falls in love with a lovely shepherdess, the heavenly soul. This is page 18. The heavenly soul who is confined in his palace. This king must hold this shepherdess against her will, because she is devoted solely to her beloved shepherd in heaven, and longs only to reunite with him. She can't really understand, certainly at first, why she has to be with this guy. The Midrash actually gives an example in one of King Solomon's books called Kohelet. One of the verses there is, or at least the half of verses, B'hanefesh lo timale. The nefesh is never satisfied, is never filled. And the Midrash gives a beautiful mashal, a parable about what this